Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to look at another architectural style. This time we're not really going to look at a singular country, but this time we're going to take a look at more of a region or like multiple countries that kind of use the same architectural style, and that's the Mediterranean architecture. As you can see, it is a very, well, somewhat like a vacation home, I would say, and something you would maybe hire with your family when you go to Portugal, Spain, or Greece, or Italy, I think, as well. Anyway, let's get right into it. I'll first give you a small guideline on how everything here is built up. The floor is mostly made up with mud bricks, with aspectment being more of a complementary block. It really complements the mud brick, as it's well big, the same resource. So I use that a lot as well. The same with the brown mushroom block is also something I use quite frequently. The blocks that I don't use that often but are somewhat important to give the extra texture, the lighter blocks, is the stripped jungle wood. And I sometimes also use dripstone block to show maybe some more dirtier parts of the flooring, mostly next to the swimming pool and somewhat around here, like maybe some patches here and there, but it's also closer to the wall. And next up, the wall itself is made mostly out of white concrete, as you usually have these very light white houses. So the block of choice is obviously white concrete, as that's the best white block in the game. I don't think there's any other except for like maybe quartz, but quartz has had, I don't know, it has a very glossy feel to it if you compare it to concrete. Well, this is the normal quartz, but you can also use smooth quartz, but then, you notice that what I feel is like a very glossy feel to it. This is because I'm using shaders, but even without the shaders, I think it is, even without the shaders enabled, you notice that it has some kind of gloss to it. So yeah, I preferred using some white concrete over the smooth quartz block, even though I don't know why, but the smooth quartz block looks a lot whiter than the white concrete, even though, yeah, it has some shade of blue in it, or some, gray blue, I don't know. Beside the white concrete, I use the white concrete powder, of course, because it's kind of the same block. So then it's more of a show some patches, maybe also basically give some more texture, right? That's the whole purpose of it, so it's not like just one white wall. And on the bottom I use calcite again to show maybe some more dirtier patches, as the bottom of a house is sometimes more dirtier because of all the rain splashing, or maybe some mud, or I don't know, just the elements of nature doing its job on it. And I use mushroom stem as well for mostly below the roof. I think you can show it right around here. Yeah, like under this roof over here I use all the mushroom stem. To make, this like location that you can't really reach that well, so it's often a little bit more dirtier than the rest of the wall, maybe because of all the cobwebs or anything, well, dirty related. Not quite sure what, maybe rain or some leakages, I don't know. But it's a good habit of using different kind of blocks for maybe some shading or adding some dirtier feel to your house. The next up, the roof is basically almost the same as the flooring, except instead of using the wood, the stripped wood and the dripstone, I use jungle slabs or jungle wood and granite slab, and of course some exposed cut copper slabs. Make sure to wax it, or else it's gonna turn out very blue. And again, mud bricks is the main component. You can add some packed mud, but that's only on the fill blocks. So you can't really add the fill blocks on the lower slab half of your build, because then it will show it like this. And that's also something you can go for. I think I did a couple of those up here. So it's not like one regular line, but it has some cuts in the roof as well. As you notice over here, like they use some stairs instead of like slabs. With the roof a little bit damaged, so it's not like very linear, I would say. Not very clean, but that's also the look and feel you can do. So just play around with it and see what you like the most. So with the stairs you could do it, I think on this one, no. Yeah, look at that. So you put the stair on places where you normally have your top slab, so it will look like you only have like a half of a top slab. Anyway, that's enough talk about how the build itself is made. Now let's look at what's all inside of the build. Well, not inside the build, like outside the build, but what the build is made of. You got the swimming pool with the bird trap doors at more corners, so it looks a little bit whiter on the corners. And got some picnic tables. Maybe you invite your friends, or maybe this is a restaurant near it. You can build like a restaurant, like a small restaurant. You know those very tiny restaurants you sometimes have, like a resort or something like that. You can build one of them over here, and then it will make a little bit more sense. But I think I added some of these lovely picnic tables around these builds, so it felt a lot emptier, and it kind of fixes that. And I like it. It's very lovely. I think it's the same thing in the Greek build I did, but yeah. So let's say you want to make your table, so you got to make sure that your trapdoor is in the top half and not on the start of your block. Then you put your armor stand down here, you let it fall down, you close it again. Then you put some temporary blocks, maybe some dirt or whatever, on top of it. Make sure you're standing in line with the armor stand, and then you click another one, so it's like not standing the same way as before. So you put it down the temporary blocks, and there you have it. Drop them down. And what you want to do is get a temporary block again and a piston and a fence, and you place it like this, and the fence up here like this, a piston over here, put a button over here, remove temporary blocks, doesn't matter when you do it, and then you push it, and the fence is in here, as you can see over here as well. Then you can either put another fence down, or if you want to have a light source, then you can use an end rod. It really depends on what you want. If you don't want to use an end rod, then you can also just use a lantern instead of the seed pickle. The seed pickles are also quite annoying to get, I know that. But anyway, that's how you do it. And put the end rod on top. Then you first take your strings, go all the way around, just like this. Then you take your carpet, and you just place it whatever pattern you want. So do it the same as the other ones. There we go. Kind of tricky to get up there, but it's possible in survival. You can just to jump around that. There you go, and then you have your picnic table, and then you can put your stuff on it. Maybe you have a lantern rather than the seed pickle. Can just decorate however you like. You can put some pottery in it. There you go. And you take your slabs, put them all around like this. And then you add banners to it. There you go, and it's already a finished product. Look at that. Wonderful, isn't it? So we got a big swimming pool here. It's completely made out of smooth core block, but again, you can decide on which blocks you want to use. You can also use some blue blocks, or maybe some white concrete again, or blue concrete. It's really what you want. And then for the stairs, I guess you could call them stairs, maybe adding some actually like iron leather waterlocked. Not quite sure about it actually. Yeah, they are. You can do something like this maybe, or whatever. So these are like the stairs to get it out, like what you have in a normal swimming pool. And we also have some greenery here, just some leaves, some pottery with other like plants in it, just like the standard decorational stuff, right? And for the stairs as well, it's just adding the same blocks as you do for your ground. Then I also had the pottery on every so many levels of the stair that you want. And the red berries here, kind of to compensate, because you could also use some rose bushes if you like that more, but I think they're quite overwhelming, like they're very bright and very big, so I prefer using the berry bushes. And there's also a side thing here where you could maybe have your farm, or maybe have some more trees and stuff. Really open on what you could use it for. Then you over here you got the entrance of your building, which is very empty, very dark. But yeah, it's even more lush. So there it's very lush as well. And I also used the combination of vine and glove lichen to give it more of a pattern, not just boring all the vines. And use some glowberries from dripping from the front of your roof, also give some more feel to it. You could also add some polydiorite 1 block below your roofing to give more of a, well, it's more decorational, but it also looks kind of like a foundation block that you need to support your roof. It's more of a decoration thing. Then all of the fences are really the same thing. So we got the wall with the fence on top, and then a fence across and trapdoor below and above. For some reason they also do that for their windows. They fence off their windows. You could also just forget about that and use actual windows. It's whatever you prefer. In this case, I used the fence method for the windows as well, so you don't really need glass panes for it. So the terrace itself, if you want to use gravel, make sure there's like a block beneath it, or else your gravel will fall down, obviously. You could also use some dead coral blocks, and yeah, just any dead coral block in combination with gravel. Now, another small detail that you can look at here is the chimney. On top of the chimney there's a tough wall, but you'll notice that they are not connected to each other. You can easily do that with a debug stick. And if you don't want to use a debug stick, that's fine. You can also use fences, and it will also look pretty wonderful. I just use fences in like a circle, like so, and that also would look pretty beautiful as a chimney. Whatever you prefer, whatever you actually can do, because not everyone has a debug. You also notice that the plants here look a lot more colorful than usual, and that's because I use glazed terracotta as flowers, and it works beautiful. It adds extra color to the build, and I would almost say it's the only use of the glazed terracotta. A bit half of you will forgot that block even existed. So if you ever want to use a block that nobody knows that actually exists anymore, just use the glazed terracotta for flowers. It works decently. So that was a pretty simple build, I would say, but it's also very beautiful, and it's something that's fairly easy to build. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys got some inspiration for your survival world, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.